I'm Devil's Food Cake.
And I'm Fairy Cake.
And this is the BMOS Cake's review of the second episode of Candy Bar Girls, which is the new reality TV show about lesbians in London. I watched it hungover. It was great. It was like a poor man's come down with me.
I was gonna say, like, normally isn't that a testament to like how bad something is? If it's enjoyable, like the more enjoyable it is when you're hungover, the worse it is.
I don't
That's
know.
why Channel 5 is so
the
good
real
when you're
L
hungover.
word really makes me laugh when I'm hungover. It's like my
die.
favorite thing. But I'd run out of episodes.
Okay, let's go. So, your overview
okay.
thing.
So I didn't really like this show at first at all. But because I don't think it's very good, and
It's a good
but I
reason not to
think
like it.
but I think that my opinion of it is beginning to evolve, because I'm just going to accept it for what it is, which is not good. So I think reality television is a kind of contradiction in terms, because when you put people in front of a camera and you say, listen, we're filming you and we're going to put you on TV, then people tend to go one of either two ways. Either they really ham it up and take everything to the extreme, and make all their bad behaviors even worse. I think there are a couple of examples of that on the show anyway. Or they tend to really close up and not put how they would actually react to certain things on camera because it's inappropriate.
Okay, I would say that I disagree. I think that actually, I'd actually quite like to see the hamminess come out a little bit more, because frankly, I think in trying to make a show that represents people in a quite an accurate way, or at least represent these women in quite an accurate way, Channel 5 actually ended up making quite a dull programme, which just kind of follows a bunch of lesbians doing completely normal shit throughout their lives. I just sort of think that if there was more sex, drugs, rock and roll, vomiting, you know, like fights, and just general debauchery, it would be less good representation, but it would be a hell of a lot better to watch. So that's my feeling about it. Yeah. Let's go.
Because sex, drugs, and rock and roll, that's what lesbians are all about.
That's what I'm about. That's not what I'm about.
That's
I'd
really
like to-
not what I'm about. I'm
No,
kind of,
we're
I'm
not
really,
like that.
I'm really, really super boring, actually.
We're like no sex in the book.
Okay, so why don't we move on to the characters? Why don't we talk about Daisy and Joe first?
I love Daisy. I love her. She's so nice, and I really like her. And she's so mature, and just like shouldn't be on a reality TV show, and certainly not with Little Joe.
Too good for this. I like Daisy. I think she's, like, I wrote a list, which you might have seen on the Most Cake, about 5 things that I wanted to do, that I wanted the show to do way back in March. And one of the things is that I just wanted to kind of have like this really sweet kind of, I use the word boringly, but I don't mean that she's boring. I just mean that she's not like scandalous or off-putting or some kind of wild child. She's,
you know,
a
she
well-adjusted
seems quite
lesbian has hell
Yes!
frozen over. Oh my god.
But Little Joe, right? I'm unconvinced by quite a lot about Little Joe, but specifically very unconvinced about her decision to pursue a career in teaching. Not only because when she was like asked to describe why she wanted to do it, she sort of said, "Oh, because it's really cool," which I thought was like not really an explanation. Obviously, the show isn't going to be accurate about her, and I'm sure she's a really nice person, but I felt that she came across as kind of that she didn't really understand what was involved in getting a teaching job, and she just didn't seem convinced by it. And I think she just wants to go out and DJ and fuck girls, and that's fine, but just then do that. That would be better to watch.
I said this last time. I'm just not sure how convinced I am that any of this is real or really happening, and it just seems a little scripted, which is fine. I mean, whatever. It's all lesbians. So.
Okay, so we did, that, but Daisy is awesome. But we kind
So
we think we have a premonition. I mean, I think.
Oh yeah, no. Here. We're gonna do TMZ predictions throughout this little review. Here's one prediction: they're gonna break up.
They're definitely gonna break up.
I also think Alex and Sam are gonna have their wedding on the show.
Do you think so? Well, let's go on to them. Okay.
Alex and Sam.
Yeah, Alex.
I thought it was so cute that they went to Paris. How sweet is that? It was really sweet. I actually like the proposal was really adorable, and gay weddings make me go kind of
I'm sure. Again, like I think that I don't have a lot of belief in their relationship, because every scene that we saw them together, they seem to just be kind of unhappy with each other, and that except the proposal scene, which obviously is going to be be kind of fucked up if you weren't enjoying yourself then, especially if you said yes. But there was this bit in the back of the taxi where Sam tells Alex that they're going to go to Paris. And if that was me, and that was my girlfriend, I would just be like, ah! And basically Alex just kind of went, I'm really sorry. And Alex basically just went, okay, you know, and originally I thought, oh, it's probably a shock, so we waited, and then there was never any payoff. She never said, oh, thank you so much, or you're an amazing girlfriend. She just complained that they couldn't find a gay bar, and then got really, really drunk, and I kind of hoped that there would be some kind of, you know, she was going to be nice to her, but I just felt like they weren't neither of them were particularly nice to each other, but particularly Alex, like, just seemed really ungrateful about everything.
I think they probably, you know what I think actually happened is that they probably had to film that scene like a couple of times, and by the time they got a shot that would work,
that's also
Alex was just like, woohoo, okay, this is the 7th time that I've been surprised and happy about this. I can't deal with it anymore. Okay, actually, first, so if you're looking for a lesbian bar anywhere, the last people you ask are like
the taxi driver,
yeah,
and the takeaway
and
guy.
the 40-year-old takeaway guy who's like, listen, are you
both
gonna
40-year-old straight men. I mean, these aren't raging queens that you find.
Are you gonna
on
buy a
Street,
kebab? Because if you're not gonna buy a kebab, yeah, the nearest lesbian bar is that or that, whatever. Pick one.
Yeah, it's the post office.
It's like this is one part where the narrator goes, Alex has stayed up drinking until an impressive 3 a.m. And then they cut immediately to a shot of Sam going, I love Alex, she's the one for me forever. I love her. And it's like, really? That you had to cut from one to the other?
I just have in block capitals written down, Alex is much better drunk. That's not something I want to say about anyone, really. But yeah, I don't know. I liked her in the first episode because she got pissed and fell over, and now I just want a program full of people pissed and falling over. Okay, Rachel Rocks. Go.
Okay, so how cute is it that their names are Rox and Rachel? Like, I can't be the only one that picked up on that, right?
Yeah.
Friends, right? I mean, I liked that family dinner scene. I kind of wish they'd gone more into the issues that Rox had with her family. That would have been something that I really could identify with.
And then they didn't, like, they had the opportunity to as well. And I understand that she might not have wanted to talk about it, but for me it was far more interesting to hear about that than the... Having said that, to hear about the acceptance of Rachel's family, who were very Christian, about her, you know, the mixture of kind of sitting her faith and, again, next to her religion, and then kind of... I thought that was really interesting, because actually I've never seen a positive representation of a Christian family with a gay daughter or son on television. So, I mean, I'm sure there are them, but they're very rare. So it was nice to see, like, an accepting Christian family, because I think a lot of the time, you know, they get bashed as much as gays do for not accepting gay people, when actually there's, like, a massive percentage of Christian
that are very
people.
accepting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
like, just because you're religious or brown doesn't mean you hate gay people.
No. Exactly, and that's why we should have seen more of Rox. Really.
Yeah,
like,
we should have. I mean, maybe they'll delve further into that in a later episode, and I hope they do, because I think it would be really interesting. Danny.
Oh.
I think that there must be like a line in her contract somewhere that says you have to show a lot of skin every episode, because you notice that none of the characters, she just likes saying the word boob over and over again. A lot of the none of the characters, or the big characters from the first episode were repeated in the second episode, but except for Danny, because she is the face of Candy Bar Girls, and also possibly the cleavage.
She seems quite a nice girl. Like, I'm not. I don't know if we could sit down and have a conversation, but I like watching her, and I think she's really watchable as a character. I actually thought that the shopping for sexual things could have been more gratuitous than it was, but you don't agree with that, do you? You think it was just as gratuitous as it could have been?
Yeah. Whatever.
I just want to be... I'm sorry! I'm meant to be criticising this, and
do
I'm
you
like
see what I have
venting
to work
my
with?
sexual frustration out on my viewing prejudices.
I mean, maybe I just didn't know her that well before we started doing these together, but I'm really starting to question her personal code of conduct.
You just think I'm a massive pervert, and you'd be right.
I think we need to deal with the ghost busting scene.
Oh my god, this is like the best thing that's ever happened by a long shot. Because it's Car Crash TV.
In a really bad way.
Okay, I literally thought this was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. Partly because it was obviously like so massively staged, and so like there was just a cameraman with his boom mic smacking a door repeatedly through it, or you know what I mean. They released the cat into Candy Bar. They must have done something because frankly, those bangs
I wrote down.
They weren't no
apparently
ghosts,
something
you know?
goes bump in the night at Candy Bar. Like, wow,
you know,
that's subtle.
vaginas. I'm sorry.
She's not sorry. She's not sorry. Anyway, so there's this one part while she's indisposed. There's this one part where they go into the like Candy Bar toilets, and it's all dark and shit, and somebody says something like, "Oh, sorry, yeah, there have been reports of people like seeing hands coming out from underneath like the stalls. Ghosts probably wanted some toilet paper." Give them some toilet paper and they'll probably go away.
Shabby's brother, self-confessed paranormal investigator. Lol! Just absolute character, like really, just completely, just no. Just
What did you picked out a really class line.
The best thing was when he's basically the most intimidating ghost hunter ever, because he just kept shouting at the ghost in this kind of Cockney rebel way, like it was his mate who was late for a night out. Like he specifically said, "Do it again if that was you. Come on, don't back out now." It's just like, that's not how you speak to a ghost.
Really?
I mean,
in closing, what did you think of this episode? On a scale of 8, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Big
On a scale
fat thumbs down.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give it?
4-ish.
I give it like a 6.
Really? We have changed.
There was a
I'm
gay
sorry.
There was a gay proposal.
I need some more.
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
6 out of 10. 4 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Okay. Alright, let's do.
Yeah.
This has been Devil's Food Cake.
I will be fairy cake after we finish.
And see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye.